is the presiding, to call this assembly to order. Madam President.
Good morning, fellow colleagues. This special assembly is called to order.
And so we want to run through the agenda, and then we take a motion to accept the agenda as a working tool. We have opening prayer, welcome remarks, a brief update on the MOU sign, discussions from the update, adjournment, and closing prayer. Agenda has been read. What is your way and pleasure? Yeah.
If I obtain a second, move that the agenda just read.
S. Nambajata II, the College of Education. If I can obtain a second, the agenda just read, be accepted, adopted for today's sitting.
Please use the mic.
So seconded by Aaron Escane for Singe.
It has been moved and seconded that our agenda can now be used as a working tool. We now call on the chaplain for our opening prayer.
In Jesus' mighty name, let us bow our head and talk to our Creator. I say, Father, we thank you this morning, oh God, for waking us up this morning. We thank you, Father, we commit this meeting in your hands, because it is only you who can make the impossible possible. Lord, we pray this morning for our leaders. We pray, oh God, for the MOU that is before us. Lord, we pray that you manipulate this MOU from the white paper to the physical realities. Now we pray, oh God, that your will be done in this meeting today as we commit it to you, oh God. Let there be peace, let there be understanding, let there be wisdom and knowledge shared, oh God. Even those that are against, oh God, we pray that you be with them and let them understand what is going on. Daddy, we pray for the GOL under the leadership of Dr. Josh Weah. We also pray for our own dynamic president, Dr. Johnny. We pray, oh God, for all of the faculty members. May you give them long life, oh God. Give them strength to do their jobs. We pray for our students also. Lord, give them long life. Give them good health also, that they will attend their classes and get knowledge from the faculty members. Daddy, we pray for the University of Liberia in a special way, that those things that are not supposed to happen will cease to happen, oh God. And those right things will happen, oh God. Lord, we pray that your watch be upon this school, as it is the premier university in the Republic of Liberia. So let the right thing begin to happen. We thank you. We commit everything unto you, Daddy. Let your will be done. We glorify your name, O God. Thank you, Jesus. For this immeasurable blessing we ask in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' mighty name.
Okay. All right, we want to invite to the podium Madam Rosalie C. Hunter Connor, Chair on Faculty Welfare, to do our opening remarks. We'll give her a hand of applause.
Good morning to all. Okay, today is a very important day for all of us. And we all know that we have come here to discuss our own well-being as faculty. So we are encouraging each and every one to pay keen attention. We want you to participate in the discussion, and we want us all to do it in one unison. Again, we say you are welcome, and you are welcome.
Thank you, Madam Connie. Thank you very much. We'll now go to the most important for this GA. A brief update on the MOU signed between the Government of Liberia, the UL administration, and the Faculty Association. It is my pleasure to welcome to the podium the most powerful woman on the UL campus right now. The first female president of the University of Liberia Faculty Association. The woman who carries the title of PhD at the end of her name. And we are insisting that if you get an all-round PhD, you must take that thing in front of your name. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, fellow faculty members, your president.
Good morning, colleagues. Let us give ourselves a big hand clap for being here today. My dear distinguished colleagues, we came during our assembly on our regular General Assembly, and we had issues that we discussed. And you mandated us to carry forth those issues and discuss with administration. There were 4 issues by then. We had disparity between faculty members in terms of salary. And we also had disparity between faculty and administration. We had issues of unpaid social security benefits, issue of our insurance, and poor working environment, ranging from classrooms being poorly unkept, leaking, the campus being unkept, not cared for. Those were 4. And we started a discussion. We discussed, we had several meetings with the administration, and we came back to you on the 17th telling you that you gave us a go-ahead to spearhead these issues and bring forth, raise the flag of these issues to administration. We have done that, and we are seeing no light at the end of the tunnel in the discussions. And so in this meeting, by then you mandated us to say, okay, we have resolved to disengage, and we did on the 17th. Because we knew what we wanted. We knew we could be taken for granted. So we disengaged. When we disengaged, on the very Friday, we commenced discussions with our undergraduate faculty, with the graduate school, the professional schools as well,
to see what other specific issues that they may have that we have not picked up, that they could form part of our demands. We also had discussions with our adjunct faculty members. Based on those discussions, we had 21 count issues that needed to be at the UL administration. At that time, the same Friday on the 17th, just when we left the assembly, we were contacted by the finance minister, who was instructed by our visitor, the visitor of the university, to intervene to see how the situation can be amicably resolved. We had discussions, and then we sent our 21 count issues to him. He then called a Zoom meeting between us and UL administration and other members of the cabinet that were present by then in the US. They were in the US. We had discussions, and there and then he said, well, this issue cannot lie because this issue is of utmost importance to the president. So let's commence. Since the issue of salary disparity is of utmost importance, let us commence work at once. So on Saturday, we have another meeting, and then a committee was set comprising of ULFA and the UL administration to start working on the issues of this salary disparity. They had a WhatsApp platform and everything they started. We sent 2 representations there by then, the PR Eric and our chair, Ways and Means Finance, TISA. They started off. We were also met by the Council of Churches. They were concerned. They wanted to play a mediatory role. We were also met by the students who told us, yes, we know your concerns are genuine, but we are appealing that as you discuss, you think of us because we want to go to school. We were also contacted by the PA ambassadors. They wanted to intervene to see how the situation can be amicably resolved. We had these discussions back and forth, fellow faculty members. And then finally, on Thursday last week, we had a working section wherein our 21 counts were discussed. So as we go through this briefing, we are going to take the first segment where the MOU is signed. I'm going to discuss that, the detail of that. We will have colleagues who are with us. They would come, we would discuss it, they will lead the discussion, we would deliberate on it, and then we would come to a close on it. So the issues there that we presented, if we can go to this sheet, the first one, where the Memorandum of Understanding is signed. Our issues presented there and then were disparity in salary and allowance among faculty members, which we all know of. Disparity in salaries and allowances among faculty and administrative staff. Failure of the UL to pay social security deductions and administrative and arrears since 2012. Failure of the UL to remit medical insurance deducted since January 2021. Failure to pay wages for some UL part-timers. Failure to provide refund for laptop deductions. Lack of instructional materials. Lack of conducive working environment sanitary condition, office space for teachers, recondition dilapidated building, internet facility, office equipment, supplies, electricity, and etc. Failure to provide refund to some faculty members for personal data use to teach online. Lack of scratch card and gas slip for deans and chairpersons. Lack of effective implementation of promotion and salary regime. Lack of adequate incentives for part-timers. Lack of salary increment for faculty members since 10 years ago. Lack of operational budget for undergraduate colleges and graduate and professional schools. Lack of periodic independent financial audit of the UL Charter. Exorbitant rental for faculty residential facility at Fendel. Lack of transport vehicle for faculty members. Lack of competitiveness in the employment of administrative staff at UL. Lack of comprehensive HR manual and promotion policy at UL. These issues were flagged. When we talked to our chairs and deans, during the discussion, we had the Ministry of Finance and the Civil Service Agency representing the Government of Liberia. And we also have the UL administration in the meeting. The issue that they asked us, what do we mean by violation of the UL Charter? Because that is a problem that we set forth there. Then we say it's simple. The original UL Charter had two principal deputies, the Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Vice President for Administration. But now, we see so many Vice Presidents, I don't even know how many. And they are there, we see associates and whatsoever. And that is just done on the decree. Faculty is placed on number 16, below directors and whatsoever, below all other administrative staff. That was not where we were in the initial charter. So we said these things are done with no reference to the charter. It is just done on decree and done according to how they wish. So that's a violation, which is the cardinal document that governs the university. So we needed that charter to come back, and then we discuss it, and then put faculty to their proper place and position where they should be. And then we talk about the issue of audit. When we raise the issue of audit, we said the UL have not been audited for a long time. So many things are happening, which is not in hiding, it is not in secret. And we have not seen anything called audit. And in that meeting, they say, okay, we were not clothed with the authority to ask for audit. But then we say, yes, even if we are not clothed with the authority to ask for audit, we are going to write to the visitor to call for audit of this university. That we are going to do. Because this university need to be, if you want to start on a clean slate, there should be an audit going forward. Then we know where we are. But for now, we don't know even where we are. So those issues came out and we discussed them at length. We put off the issue of scratch card and gas slip for our deans and chairpersons. We said they were faculty members too. They were in administration, but they are our faculties. And they are our frontliners. Those are the only incentives that they had. If a teacher does not go to class, the chair or the dean is under responsibility to call the teacher or to replace us or do something. But those things, those incentives, as little as they are, we are cut off. and professional schools, they stress those issues to us. We say yes. We know you people have been talking, but administration have not been listening to you. So we are going to push these issues. Because for the university to be functional, these things must be done. So we push that agenda, and it is in the timeline and in the working process that will be commencing. So faculty members, for us, we presented all of this, and none of our issues were thrown out because they were genuine. We presented our case and we defended it. And they were accepted, and we had timeline. We sat in that meeting from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. at night before we left that discussion. Because we had to get these issues done. We needed them to be done. We sat there, and if you can go through this document, you will see recommendation and parties and everything that need to be done in timelines. When those things were done, we said yes. Now that we know we are going to hold administration accountable for these things, and we have weaknesses. The Council of Churches came in, they said yes, we will be there to police these things too. Other people were there to say, yes, don't be afraid. If this memorandum of understanding is signed, we will be there to also see that these things are done. So we say, yes. Then that is just like this, we can safely and soundly sign this MOU because we know we are capable of making sure they abide by it. Sign the MOU on your behalf. They, on their part, committed to doing all of these things that we asked for. And our part of the MOU was to go back to class so that teaching and learning will continue while this process go on. We know, fellow faculty members, these are all age issues, but we say they must be resolved. But as they are resolved, they are time-taking. They go in stages. So we say yes. Once we have a goodwill, we have a goodwill on the part of administration and Ministry of Finance and the government to keep up to this, we know it is going to work. Because we know failure on their part, we are capable of making it happen. Because we have exhibited that. Fellow faculty members, we came here, we must applaud ourselves. To us, this MOU we consider a success because we decided as faculty members to disengage. And on all campuses of the University of Liberia, there was no teaching going on. So that in itself is a success. That in itself has shown that we cannot be treated anyway, anyhow. That even though we love teaching, that is our passion, but we cannot be taken for granted. That if we are taken for granted, we are capable of standing up for what we deserve. And that is what we did, and that is a clear signal and warning that we are able and capable for stand up in what we believe in. So that is a success. Holding together in that time is a great success for us. So let us applaud ourselves for that. Another success for us we see in this MOU is that we have raised the profile of issues of this university to a higher level. Now the visitor is involved. He is concerned. So he himself, we are holding him accountable to the success of this MOU through the Ministry of Finance. Yes, because have affixed their signature on it on his behalf, and he was there to intervene. Because you know, he's the visitor, he said, through the Ministry of Finance, that everything that is done here, it is based on my directive. So we take his word for granted. We take his word for it. But we are holding accountable for everything that is in this MOU. That if it is not made true, we are going to say, hey, our visitor, your signature through the Ministry of Finance and CSA is a fixed to see where we can goalposts can be adjusted or space for a red flag to be raised. So that is incumbent on all of us faculty members. When we see issues are not working, you call us to attention. These issues, we see the timeline. That is why we give all of you people this copy, because we are going to be cognizant of these deadlines. When it is not working, it is your responsibility to say, hey, call us to attention. We see this here. What is the status of it? Why it is not happening? Then we are going to call signatories to this party, to this document. The other thing I see as a success in our disengagement is the fact that we can hold administration accountable, that they can no longer treat us as business as usual. That we can send a signal to them that we are beyond that now. Yes. That we have progressed. That we are no longer, that is not the offer you knew before. That this offer you know now is an offer of men and women faculty that knows what they want and they can stand for what they want. Yes. So I see that as a success. So fellow colleagues, we have signed an MOU on your behalf. We will discuss it. We pledge our commitment that we will return to class on the 8th, which is on Friday. And we hope all of us can read this MOU and see it in good faith to say yes. Because these things, we are confident that they are going to be met. We are confident. You sent us to do this, to dialogue on your behalf, and we did. And we reached to a point to say, yes, we know this thing is going to work. And so we have fixed our signatures to it on your behalf. Because we know for certain that we are unbending. We know for certain that we will remain resolute to see that every item on this will be implemented. So, colleagues, we once again say thank you for your patience. I know most of us love teaching. For the times we sat, we missed the classroom. But we know we wanted to go back to the classroom at least having some dignity. Because sometimes we have lost our dignity on this campus. This is the time that we will stand and put our head up high and say, now is the time we have our dignity again. Yes, this is the beginning. And it is going to be like that. We are going to remain resolute that everything in this MOU will be achieved. So I appeal to you, don't be, I know, people will be skeptical, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. But I should tell you, faculty members, that this leadership you elected, we cannot be taken for anything. We are going to be there for you. Because the success of this is our success and your success. So we are going to let, as we said, there could be some twitching along the line, maybe discussions today. We will see maybe, oh, this one, maybe you in your discussion, or you could put this or whatsoever, but in line with that. But so as I say, I will turn over the mic to our colleagues, we'll discuss, and then I will be admonishing us in good faith that we agree to return to class on Friday so that teaching and learning can resume. Telling you in confidence that all of these issues will be addressed. Thank you.
We can do a bigger one like that again for the president. We want to thank the president for the briefing. Now that you have gotten the briefing, is a synopsis that she gave. So what we intend to do is perhaps run through the 20 or 21 counts. Perhaps you have some issues, you want to have some clarity. And so the president has mandated Eric, Tisa, myself to run you through the detailed MOU, and then we go point by point. We clear whatever you have to each of those points, then we move forward. We can do that quickly. But before that, let me recognize Prof. Haba. See your hands up.
Thank you. Just before we can go into detail, I just saw a harmless error because in the MOU itself you have 20 counts, then the detail you have 21. So I was wondering why, but then you see on page 4, the numbering, when you came from 12, you went to 14. So from 12, we should go to, is that just not 21?
Yeah, sure.
It's a harmless error.
Thank you so much. It was actually 22. Yeah, then somebody can say, what happened? Your salary was 4, then your tenure get 22. Oh, because I came to you and say you slapped me the last time. Even though 3 days ago you kicked me. When the time I would say you kicked me before. So it's actually 20 because some of them we collapse it into that. So thank you. We can do that correction. Like you said, harmless, but it's actually 20 that we are holding the Government of Liberia and UL to be committed to. Are we there? So can we now go through the MOU over have a carpet? And so maybe I will take on the first 2. As we're going along, we'll call on our colleagues to add up to anything we may have forgotten. But one thing I want to point to the MOU, what I want to also do here quickly, the president was speaking, there was a little oversight. He said, annual monitoring is actually monthly. Yeah, it's monthly. That means every 2 months, we and the finance people will sit down and relook at the document to see what has been achieved, and if it wasn't achieved, why wasn't it achieved? And if there's any adjustment, we will do that. So it's actually monthly. And secondly, the faculty want to say thank you to the adjunct. Our president mentioned that the part-time people gave us the big meeting and they gave us their concern. And I promised them that we're going to discuss with the president and the executive. We're going to make sure that the issues of part-time is addressed. And we actually capture everything that the part-time brought to us in this document. Okay, so we want to say thank you to you people for standing with us and by us. We are one, and let's hold it together. So let's go through it. 1.0. And this is one of the most important that brought us here today. We're very serious about this disparity among faculty members. The purpose of the harmonization in government is to put people on par by certain criteria. At this university, there are some of our colleagues who make more money than their friends, even though they are all instructors. We are instructor 1, instructor 2, instructor 3. Instructor 1 is the highest. 2 next, 3 is the entry point. Instructor 2 and 3, since 2019, a committee was set up by Dr. Weeks, even though Dr. Dennis said that, but he refused to put it into writing. So Dr. Weeks came and set up a committee and said, look, let leaders instructor 1, instructor 2, instructor 3 business. When you put an instructor, you pay all in the same money. Since 2019, the business, in fact, the report was done from our source, presented, and was given to the final implementation. The final people said they will not do it. On what grounds? Nobody knows. Of late, when somebody just came from abroad with a master, people who have been here for 10 years, that men who just come in, who have not even stayed long in the classroom, they gave you a higher salary than those who are here. We got all of these documents at our disposal. And so, we told them it has to stop. Please go by what the government is continuity. Please go by what the president did. The reports are there. Implement that. So we agree that disparity will come to an end this month. But that the government is saying, beginning October pay, we all will be at the same level. But we have some work to do to lead to that. If we cannot accomplish it between now to the 15th, I'm afraid it may not take effect. And that is why the PR has been sending in the chat room for you to bring your pay slip. We don't trust the payroll people bring it to us. We don't trust it. So if you got any information leading to payroll, whatever, please bring it to offer. This thing is about all of us. Let me tell you something a little bit about equity theory in management, right? When there is an unpaid inequity, the employees will fight hard, meaning somebody feels that they been cheated, right? That man will fight hard to bring himself back to the level where he wants to do that. But when there is an overpayment inequity, that employee tend to justify. So I will ask my question and say, when you have the two situations, the first one they cheated you ran to administration. Why are you cheating me? You owe me $500. Then administration, after some time, carry you to $1,000. Now you're getting more than your friend. Why you can't go back to the administration and say you're cheating other people? Hello? So that's the issue. And I know some of our colleagues, and I can assure you, I said it last time, don't be afraid. You know yourself, you're in a category, you've been enjoying. You will stick to where you are. Those who have been cheating, they have to enjoy it. Nobody going to bring your salary down. Nobody. In fact, what we are doing now, we are chasing the highest. And so the UN administration finance board brought a document to us, interestingly, forgetting to know that some of us who are human resource practitioners are on offer. We are talking about vertical adjustment. That means all those who are category 1 come to us and say, look, offer instructor category, instructor 1, the highest amount of money, hypothetically, we've been paying is $1,005 US dollars gross. Are we there? That one from the up to today, they can't give it to us. Show us your highest. They posted they can't find it. How are you paying? Show us. We want too much to talk from you. When you can say instructor, the highest of instructor here is $1,500 gross. The highest for assistant professor here is $1,600 gross. The highest for associate professor here is $1,700 gross. The highest for full professor here is $1,800 gross. When we get that information, we have a base, right? So all we do now is that you're taking us there. So we go now for category 2, category 3. Are you following? We found a difference between category 2 and the highest. We transfer for the amount of years you are not giving it to them. That means we get our money retroactively. We go to instructor 3. We do the difference between instructor 3 and instructor 1. We found the difference in dollar and cent. We calculate times the number of times you've been cheating at me, and you pay retroactively. So, listen to me. The government of Liberia has committed herself that retroactive payment we're talking about, which should be completed between now to the 15th to set the new pay slip, that retroactive will begin payment in November salary payment. So I'm begging you, those of you who been enjoying way up there, you're saying that bigger. You're not getting and I want time to enjoy. Hello. So what we are on now, what we are on now is to find the difference between this figure, and we are working on that along with the faculty, the business and finance people and the Ministry of Finance people to find out. So the meat of what I'm saying here is that the government of Liberia has agreed to pay the new salary scale, not salary increment, that disparity, to bring everybody on par. It will start in October. The disparity, when it is reconciled by offer and your administration, that will begin to be paid in November pay going forward. So that is the first point I thought to just bring to us over there. So you want also, we can talk about this, or you understand already? Somebody got a hand up. All right. So just judge your point. Yeah. Say it is plenty. I think we'll do 5 and it's only. But let's give it a benefit of the doubt. Quickly. Just 1 minute. Yeah. What you say? Let respect him quickly. Quickly. Please respect him quickly.
Hello.
Yeah.
Joseph Young, College of Education. You talk about pay slip. I just want to know from which month. That's a short thing.
Oh, we're asking for the last pay slip. September they pay, but they didn't get pay slip. So I think August, right? Yeah. So just send your pay slip to Eric. You can print it out and bring it to our office. You can send it to the WhatsApp page and the rest of that. Let's move forward. So disparity in salary and allowances among faculty members and administrative staff. That's another point there. We're gonna have up there. Who's that? Sagu? Can you let us do at least the second part? Please keep your point. Yeah, so we want to do the second portion, then you can keep your question, we'll come to you. At least when we do about 5, and we take a few questions, we'll go forward. We got to move from here and send it. So, all of us know that we said here, disparity between faculty members and administrative staff. All I can say to this, I don't know what's my on that. The Ministry of Finance supposed to carry on a harmonized process for the whole university. They have assured us that from the president to the least offer will be in the room to determine that salary. So it's part of the MOU. So the 2 months there, let it be enjoying themselves. But there will come a time when they, between now, according to what we want to do, when the time reaches for us to come with the harmonized university payroll for the entire university, we will be there to determine what they get. And we said to them that during that process, we'll take into account the harmonization or standardization act, as well as the UL chapter, because the UL chapter places us in the 4th level. But the new thing they using, they put us in the 16th level. So we told the finance people that according to the chapter, since that chapter has not been revised, we will take our rightful position. You were paid a president, vice president, deans. Right after that, you pay faculty people, go to all your administrative staff people. So that's all about that. So let's look forward to that. That during the harmonization process, we know we want. We're not going to leave from 16 and go back to our position. No administrator assistant are going to be making more money than instructor here. Nobody. Not under the leadership of Dr. Johnny. So let's go. So the second disparity, like I said, issue should be completed this October 18. So October 18, and so all of them here is October 18, except that, okay, the first payment submission, they already gave us that. So 18, and then the draft report to be submitted to GUL and offer leadership. Okay, that is already done. Okay, so let's move forward. Yeah, so let's take a question, right? Let's take 1 or 2 questions now with the 2 quickly, then we can move on from there. Where Eric?
Testing. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, while I still hold my query on the process, I have an observation right here. Oh, this is Dr. Bonukai George Benjamin Gould. Yeah, okay, on the timeline, the last row, you had a draft report to be submitted in September 30th, 2020. And all the other activities have been in October. Can you explain why September passed? If it's an activities that if it is drafted correctly, can you give us an update on this?
Yeah, we're in a discussion room, and we requested for that report. That was before the 30th. So then they told us they will give it to us on the 30th. We have received that already. Yeah, we've received that already.
Yeah, the report you saw there, initially they had a committee, the president had set up a committee to come up with the disparity between faculty. And they presented that report to him, but he never submitted that report to us. So we were demanding in that meeting that before we even proceed, that report was to be turned over to us by then, so we can look at it and see the disparity that they had there, and then we can verify it. We verify the documents, but unfortunately, we even did that document was that report they did was just a fiasco. They left out names and everything. So that's why you see there, when you see on the timeline there, we say we are going to reconcile that their report they gave on the disparity. The university gave us a report. We demanded that report that day, that we needed to see the report. They had done it, they did not give us a report. So we demanded the report that day while we were talking. We said we need to see that report. So that's when you see they gave it to us that day in the meeting. But we have looked at the report, there were names left out and there were people they have not placed there. So we said, no, we're going to take the actual payroll from them and that of the Ministry of Finance to reconcile, to come up with the actual disparity. That's what happened. Thank you.
All right, so we continue. So let me give my colleague Eric, who will talk on the 3.2 and maybe 4. Thank you, bro.
Good morning, colleagues. Let me carry your old document. I'm a photo there. Okay, so the Social Security, and all of us know that especially for our aged and aging faculty, the Social Security is of concern to everyone. So we went back and forth on the Social Security issue because we had document that informed us that since 2012, the UL had not remitted not just their portion, but what was being deducted from our income. They contended that they were regular from 2014. And so we said, that's your word against our word. What we're going to do is to ensure that we verify. Since you say you are regular, the first thing you need to do is to ensure that you update the records of everyone here with NASCOP. So the first thing we're going to begin doing, because this is running for a 90 days period, the first thing we're going to start doing is, since you are regular, in the next week, all of those who have not filled out the Social Security form will receive it. OFA is open to receiving it and distributing it to faculty members so that we will sign it and ensure that everyone, faculty member or staff, because all our money in cutting, that everyone receives the Social Security ID card. That's the first step. To ensure that I receive that ID card means that you have to update all of our records. As soon as you've updated our records, you will now provide each faculty or staff an updated status of their financial contribution over the years. They were supposed to provide us, each of us, that record. So the first thing is to set the record straight and show that all of us who don't have the Social Security ID card have it. Our records are updated. And we verify also with NASCOP that the university has been paying the deduction, because you deduct 4% from us. So you need to remit that. So also verify. Yeah, I mean, in the initial stages, we've seen commitments to implementing some of these things because, we're just starting. And so people are all geared up to ensure that we move forward. So the Social Security regularization is running for a period of 90 days as of the date of the signing of the MOU. So what we'd expect is that by next week, the HR will be able to provide the form, because even those of us that will have the Social Security ID card, when the guys came here, we were informed that we have to update our status whenever we change either location or whether you got married or you have an additional child. Whatever situation change you have, you need to update your status. So when the form comes, all of us will have to update our status with NASCOP. So that form, we expect them to be here next week so that we'll begin the process. And that's the process of regularizing the NASCOP issue. Aside from the NASCOP issue, we met on the issue of the medical insurance. We have received complaints, faculty member, first on the quality of the service, the value of the slip. and then to the point where the services are no longer available. The university administration had said that the insurance had expired in January, and along with the last ULFA administration, they had agreed to roll it over for 6 months. And that 6 months expired in June, and then they had instructed the people to roll it over again for another 6 months. We contended and said, no, but you don't roll over without our input. Since you did it with the first group, and now you have a new ULFA leadership, you should have given us at least a hint. As a matter of fact, which insurance company do you have the agreement with? Because ULFA wants to do her own verification as to whether what you are saying is true. Then we were informed that the insurance company that is responsible for our insurance, medical insurance, is the Insurance Company of Africa, ICA. And so we agreed that one of the prerequisites for us to, in fact, convene this General Assembly was for them to provide us proof that the insurance, medical insurance, is existing. Not just proof from their end. We want to see the communication written to the insurance company, and then we also want to see the agreement, the consent from the insurance company, so that when we inform our faculty members, we can inform them from a point of view that surely the insurance is running. Yes, as of Monday, this gone Monday, we received that confirmation. We had some issues, but at least we received it. And what it told us is that the insurance is running from October 1 to December, end of December. The company stopped the insurance for August and September, because when we made our inquiry with the insurance company, they told us the university was not remitting, so they stopped the service in August and September. And because even though we received complaints that even before that time, the services were not available, but the company told us they stopped it in August and September. So because of our engagement with the administration of recent, they were compelled to go back and work in their closet to ensure that we have it. But what we also said is that we're not going to wait for the insurance to expire in December. It is our insurance. We will begin as of next month, November. We will be fully involved in renegotiating either with the ICA or with any other company that we would deem fit to cater to our welfare in terms of medical insurance. We have said that we will be part and as of the agreement. You cannot sign up to any insurance company when ULFA doesn't agree. That is part of the agreement. And so the insurance is running from October 1 to end December. And in November, we will begin renegotiating the new process for the next year because it ends in December. So that is for the insurance. We have the proof that yes, the insurance, we've done our own background investigation also, and the company confirmed that yes, the insurance is running. And the confirmation was made in the day we had a heated debate and a negotiation. On that day, they moved to renew it. So I mean, everything he was saying before was not the truth, but at least as a result of our engagement on the table that day, it was renewed. So that is that for the medical insurance. So I just gladly say on the part-time, we also agree that for us to go back to class, We have colleagues that are adjunct faculty. Your stomach cannot be when the other man is hungry, whose voice will count? You, your stomach is full. So we are not comfortable going back to class when our colleagues who are supporting us in many ways are unhappy. And so we demanded that you pay them, begin the process of payment before we go to class. And the university administration contended that the chairpersons and deans were delaying the contract was still coming. So we said that one an 08 story. While the contracts are coming, process what you have now. And the Ministry of Finance agreed and said, yes, send to us what you have now. As they come, send them. We will process payment. Do not delay because we want to be done with the issue of arrears for adjunct faculty. So as of Monday, the first batch that they had, the first batch was submitted with the Ministry of Finance, and the process for the payment is ongoing. What we are also doing as a leadership, because we know in this university, one major problem is the issue of record. They don't have record. So we're also requesting from all academic units and individuals who have unpaid wages to give us the information. We're doing our own metrics because we now have a working group where we have ULFA present, the UL administration present, and then the Ministry of Finance present in that group, and CSA also present in that group. So whenever we have information, we'll upload that information to that group, and then it's taken off from there by whosoever is supposed to do it. So once we received the information of outstanding, those people who are not on the first batch, we will send that information to that chat room so that they'll receive the mandate from the Ministry of Finance to begin processing those people for payment. So we've contacted many persons. We received from many of our colleagues. Some units are yet to submit. At least people are responding. Those who send the information to the WhatsApp chat room or to email, we've got them. We've already placed them in the metrics, and by the end of today, we'll have a whole batch. We've already informed the Ministry of Finance that we're doing that listing, so they are aware. So we'll put it in the chat room by the end of today so that Mr. Garnett can take it off from there and begin the process of the second group. So that is that for the part-time, and we know that the part-time, so that's one case for the issue of the part-time. And as the president said, we raised the issue of the kind of wage and the method of payment. We're now saying that we are advocating for what has been paid to part-time to be stepped up. We made a recommendation, and they have it on record that that is a process that all of us can sit and discuss to see how that, not just for undergraduate, but we also made it for graduate and professional schools. We also said that it is wrong for the man to work the entire semester before you pay him. Just as he works on a monthly basis, is only sufficient to pay him every month. What we agreed on as part of that is that we will not be able to achieve that because we still have some cases where new contracts are being issued and some delays. So even if we agree, it will still be violated because it will not be processed for the people to get paid in October. However, we agreed that the annual contract that will be provided beginning in next academic year will have the agreed structure of what we want the adjunct faculty to receive, and will be detailed in terms of monthly payment. Monthly payment. So when you give the man a contract, when I one course, when I two courses, whatever it is, you will break down into what that person receives on a monthly basis, and you will process the adjunct payroll alongside the full-time payroll, and they will receive payments together, just as the full-time receive their payment. That agreement, and we are looking forward to ensure that we achieve that, because we know our adjunct guys, they normally say, you can leave us out, but this time we said, the fact that we're working together and you bring your issues will not be discarded, and we placed the issues on the table. The only thing we're asking them to do, we finalized the form yesterday, is going through review. You will have to, in our constitution, it says the adjunct faculty are associate member. They will have to fill that form and consent to pay dues to offer too. Yes, you have to pay dues to offer. Because when we carry your burden, you have to also give some contribution. So just rather show that form coming. So as your big coming, the small deduction will be going there. So that is it for the adjunct faculty. I don't know what I should go ahead. The laptop. Yeah. I'll come here, you get it. Chat note.
Okay, on the adjunct stuff too, we're also proposing that the people cannot sign the contract in US dollar, then you pay them in Liberian dollar. So we also told them that the same way you pay the full-time people 80-20, pay the part-time people 80-20. We are proposing that also.
Yeah, we will get there. Note the comment, we will get there. So the issue of the laptop, and that was when they say, oh, my man, you can tell your own opinion, because I was like, if I take your money and I don't deliver the service, tell me I con you. And now the situation of some of our colleagues. The university deducted their money for a laptop that never came. And it was surprising to the Ministry of Finance that you even deduct money for people for a laptop and you didn't even provide it. And so the mandate part was clear. All of those people whose money you deducted, return the money latest the 10th of October. And we will keep on them, and they will return the money to those people. The 10th is not far. So after today, we will keep on them. So if, again, the laptop issue has come, if your money was deducted and you didn't receive laptop, again, just send us the information. We will also do that listing and put it in the chat room today. Because the agreement is that the latest is on the 10th. They will put that money back. They should put it back. And the reason we're requesting the information, again, as we said, they don't have record. And the reason they don't have record is because, like I'm asking, the issue of data payment. If you are a controller and you make payment, and you can't tell me who you make payment to, then you got a problem. And so we have to be doing the work for them. But if we don't do the work for them, we the one will have the problem. So we compare to do the work for them. Because the controller tells us he can't be able to tell us who has received payment, for example, for data, until the people go back in the thing, then we see. But I thought you do reconciliation. Well, that's where we are. So that's the kind of system and the kind of people we have in the system. So we appeal to you, just say all that information. When you say all that information, we will upload it. Increment. On this one, I want our offer versus GOL and UL administration. And we contend that what the GOL is coming to do here is not increment. That's something they should have done ever since. So they cannot regard it as increment, even though, yes, it will surely put us in an upper bracket, but that is something that should have been done. In fact, the question was, did you harmonize us? They said yes. So then I asked the question, okay, are you the one who harmonized the faculty and put us at level 16? And they said, no, we didn't put you at any level. Your administration dictated and determined where you should be. We only came with the law and our skill. We didn't change system. It was the administration that told us, in fact, that you people were going to protest if we test your money. So the question was, if the administration said faculty will protest, did you ask the faculty? Anyway, that now that you didn't do it and you're coming to do it, you can't count it as increment. So do your work first. But this increment here, wherever we are, you have money there, 2022, because we are keen on ensuring that we have a faculty or we have the classroom to be as attractive as anywhere else so that our faculty don't run from there. For us, that's our objective. So we have the issue here that we'll keep pushing to ensure that after we do the reskilling this month, which will take effect in October, we will push for increment. And the visitor is open. He has opened his arms and welcome all negotiation around all of the issues here. So we'll not hold back. We'll put it forward. The working environment. I understand yesterday the administration was here taking pictures and doing assessment, and she confirmed ULFA had an issue with the environment, that indeed the place is filthy. She confessed that yesterday. So a technical team consisting the Ministry of Public Works, the GSA, the Military Engineering Battalion, and the UL are working together. The UL has submitted the estimated cost for the renovation of the campuses. The Ministry of Finance has confirmed receiving that. But again, the processes leading to that renovation may delay because in terms of procurement, all of things, there is a law. But what we all agreed on is that even the UL don't have to receive the money, and they are open to now receiving the money. So when we find any government partner, for example, LACE, that could pre-finance the entire renovation, we allow LACE to do it. Because for us, the faculty, our concern is we want a conducive environment for us and our students. Because the offices, they have a comfortable for them. For us, we the one complaining. And so, all we will be waiting for is the Ministry of Finance said it will do, the US should do a request communication, and the Finance Minister will confirm. And once that is confirmed, that is a guarantee that LACE will need after the assessment to do the full renovation. As we speak, the assessment is already ongoing to ensure that the full renovation of all campuses are carried on. So as part of this, the UL was asked, you have submitted a very big budget to us. I mean, the budget's in the tune of 3 million, right? To do the renovation. Because I was like, let's do it now, because I didn't know the amount initially do. So I said, no, before we go back to class. But when they called the amount, I was like, wow, but where will get the money from quick? Okay, let me adjust a bit. So they were told to unbundle the issues so that it will be reduced into the ones that can be done immediately. For example, the issue of water in the bathroom, and that's only we got to wait for a whole semester to end. So if there is a problem, we need to address it now. If there's an issue with, some chairs that can be handled, it needs to come. So the US is now unbundling them to give it back to the Ministry of Finance so that they'll begin addressing the immediate ones while the ones that require longer investment is being prepared for. So based on the US submission, which we are on their back to do, I'm sure that maybe by next month we will see some things happening because we're already in October. The data, we're already requesting information for the data because they want to call it refund now. because they were supposed to provide before we begin. But now some people have already started using their personal money, so we call it refund. And we agree that it's mandatory that they pay this money. Again, that's why we are gathering the information. Now we're asking the academic units to help us because we know faculty members complain chairs and deans. Some of them send the information to us. We want all of the information so that we can put those information forward so that the UL pays our data. The scratch card for the chairpersons and the dean. We all agreed. In fact, we said on the issue of the scratch card operational costs, please take it from the UL budget. Because it's possible when you can't get it, people will not get it. Have something standing that can make the request independently and the chairpersons receive it or the deans receive it so that what we require, we get it. So we agree that they will see the scratch card and the will be restored in the fiscal year 2022 budget. That commitment is there that the chairpersons and deans will receive the scratch card and gasoline once the budget is passed for the fiscal year 2022. So so that the incentive, right? So we already spoke about the adequate incentive for the part-timers. We made a proposal. If you look at your metrics, you will see the different proposals we made. And then we also talk about the issue of salary increment, the operational budget for the colleges. We also said that they approved also and agreed that in fiscal year, now all the UL need to do now, that's going to be our fight, is to consult these academic units to submit their operational budget. Because we have the agreement that when they submit it, which will include instructional materials, when they submit it, the final ministry will have a stand-alone line to take care of those things because they are the immediate things required to ensure the academic unit keeps. So the UL finance team, but now should be contacting the deans who will contact the chairperson or contacting the directors who will contact their coordinators to ensure that they put together, because very soon we'll start hearing about 2022 budget. And we don't want a situation where you will tell us it was not captured because it was not submitted. No. So we're not going to be waiting for them to tell us. We're going to ask them to do the communication to the various units so that the people will send them. So in the meantime also, we'll encourage the units to begin to prepare. Because one argument they have is that the units can delay. And we don't want this to be that we request everybody delay, so we just have to do it on our own. Prepare ahead of time. Even if you're submitting to them, because I know in the last joint faculty senate meeting, they requested people to make submission. So you can submit to them and copy us in it, and we take it off from there. Because we have the agreement that in the fiscal year 2022, operational budget for colleges, undergraduate professional schools will be captured. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Eric, can we give you a hand of applause? So before our chair on Waste Me Finance, T. William Stark comes on, you begin from 15.0. Is there any concern concerning Eric's deliberation? Quickly, the microphone, somebody help me out. Okay, let me take him there. First, him was the first up there. Yeah. Yeah, when the blue, from there you go to Prof. Azuakwe, then we'll come back on this. Then our lady. So we'll take the four up.
I'm here.
All right, we'll come in there, finish.
Okay.
Good morning, colleagues. I'm Edward Coffey from the Accounting Department of the University of Liberia. I just wanted to raise my concern about issues about Social Security that were discussed here. And my opinion is that there should be thorough understanding about Social Security before we start deliberating it. The first thing, let's start from the historical nature of the situation here at the University of Liberia. The first thing, the university had its own Providence Fund, as has been with many other government institutions across the country. Providence Funds is a situation where the institution itself sets aside the money and pays its staff what is due to them at the end of every month as per the administrative protocol they have in that institution. And that has been operating at the University of Liberia, where $6,000 was being paid to individuals who passed out. I don't see a situation here where somebody passed out and we're running to Social Security to go and collect the money. The university actually pays that $6,000 that I know about. And that has been the protocol here. In addition to that, individuals are being paid 40%. I don't work for administration, but I know the situation, okay? Individuals were being paid 40% of their salary at the end of every month. And there are a lot of individuals sitting in our midst here who receive their 40% at the end of every month, even up to today. Now, this situation with Social Security is of such that when the alien administration came into being, and in view of the necessity for the Social Security to be Social Security and Welfare Corporation to be activated, there were issues about asking all government institutions to get involved with it. And this is how, here at the University of Liberia, it was mandated that 3% up to 4%, that is, part from the institution and part from the salaries of individuals to be remitted to the Social Security and Welfare Corporation. But people are pushing it as if nothing is happening with pensioners. The same people that are pushing the theory of Social Security payment are pushing the theory of other people being driven out because they want their friends in. These very people, I think that's totally negative. And there are some young guys, maybe you just came from graduate school, you haven't even taught for 2-3 years, and you're pushing for other people to get out. So in essence,
Hello, please close. Please wrap up now, yeah, quickly.
I'm wrapping up. In essence, there is a total misunderstanding about Social Security, and those who are pushing the doctrine of Social Security should come to us. Let's teach them how Social Security works and what in existence here at the university, so that you understand, instead of just rumbling among yourself talking about Social Security that you don't know about.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Coffey. Quickly, let me stay there 1 minute. Thank you, sir. I wish you were working for the U administration. All that thing you're explaining, the HR, they didn't tell anything, they know nothing about it. That thing you're talking is just in word. We asked them for HR and policy board, they say you get it. So I don't know how you got all your information. Yeah, so as far as concern, yeah. So as far as concern, okay, so as far as concern, they don't have no document to show us. One thing we told them, in this agreement, they will produce an employee handbook. Nowhere you work in an institution, there is no employee handbook for employees to know our responsibility, and that they will produce that. All of those things are supposed to be in there. And let me also inform you, based upon our negotiation, Finance Minister asked them, why are you still keeping people and paying them the money you're paying them? The Government of Liberia new policies that when the person retires, send it to Social Security. So they asked them, if you look through that stuff, you'll see there is that all those are all pensional stuff should now be transferred straight to Social Security for their payment. The reason why they didn't send the people there is because they were not paying the remittance. You get 6 months of Social Security when you're not getting remittance. Yeah. I don't want to come again. No, let me come here. Say. Come again. 100. All right. Okay.
The way you approach it.
It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Go to the board and go do the work. Let's take this man. Hello. Thank you for your. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me. Yeah.
Hello, please respect another professor who is talking, please.
First, allow me to say thank you. I'm assured that we now have offer leadership. Congratulations so far. And I just want to, I think there's an omission when it comes to lack of scratch cards and gas slip for deans and chairpersons. I remember as an advisor, by 2017 December, I was being given scratch cards and gas slips. February 11, 2018, it came to a stop. And then at some time, they were like giving it once a while. So we think, because we too who are serving as advisors, we got so much responsibility to call our students, especially when it comes to clearances. So I think you should add advisors. Thank you.
Okay, so go up in the banister there. Somebody there, yeah.
Yeah, thanks ever so much, our leadership. I am Lafetta Glikia Kekula from the College of Agriculture and Forestry. I have two concerns. The first one has to do with the medical insurance. The arrangement with RCA, where when you are sick, you have to go and obtain a slip for HR. And you will only get them when they are available in office. So when you are sick and dying, you're forced to go there. And when you went there, they are not there. I want to see whether they can visit that arrangement where you have your ID card and photocopy it and take the photocopy to any health facility. Let's look in that direction. It works with other entity. Let's look in that direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all.
Number two.
Yeah.
We are talking about NASCOP. We had the experience at our college these few days. One of our colleagues, Prof. Momo Morris, passed out. Before Momo Morris passed out, there are other guys that part the OP and other people. The associates of these people kept working to administration. Up to now, OPs are not getting any redress from HR. Only because they are not permitting the money to NASCOP. But Morris died, he was sick before they retired him. They left him sick and retired him. It was heartbreaking when I went to see the family. We need to treat our people with decency. Let them know exactly where we are when it comes to the policy of NASCOP. Thank you.
Okay, to address it quickly, the first issue, it has been agreed that the 3 months, they roll it over for October, November, December, we will still use the form for now.
Okay.
But going forward in the new arrangement, it will be ID card. Because when somebody fall off in the night, they will not come to HR for form. So you can use that ID card and go to any hospital. So it has been agreed.
Thank you.
It has been agreed. Also, hello, 1 minute. Also on the death benefit issue, we have insisted that all those who have passed, our colleagues, the UL says they have a policy, even though we have not seen it, that will pay 2 months. Those people will receive their 2 months. It's in the agreement.
Okay.
The family, the relatives will receive those 2 months. If you get information, bring it to the office, and we'll make sure that 2 months the person didn't receive will receive it. It's in this document.
All right, thank you. It should be made known to us. It should be a secret anymore.
Okay, 1 minute. So just take, she's a welfare person and she will be running after all of these things. So let's make some comment.
Okay, additional information for the Social Security.
Yeah.
For some of our faculty members that died this year, we noticed that they did not have Social Security number. That means you did not fill up your form. When you get employer, it is HR responsibility to provide you with all of the forms for you to fill it up, but they were not doing it.
Okay.
So we have Social Security workshop here in June, right? May or June, May. And they explain all of the policy. We had it here, we had it senior. So we are encouraging those of you from the different departments, the different colleges, please walk to HR office, pick up your Social Security forms, fill them up so that it can be submitted. to Social Security. If you want to fast track it, you can even walk to Social Security office and ask for the department responsible to do your ID card, and you fill it up, you take your ID card, it's $5. You can fast track it, because we don't want when someone dies and then we cannot get the benefit because there's no document. It takes too long to go to court to get legal document to know who's supposed to benefit. And some of our colleagues that filled up the form ever since. Social Security say you should please update your form. At that time you were with Mary Brown or with John Kesseley. That's the name on the form. Today, the name you have is Joseph Chismo or Mary Brownell. When you die, your beneficiary will not be able to claim until that issue is set up with the court, and you know court proceeding here. So we are urging each and every one to please update. There's a form there too for updating.
Okay.
So please update your form. Those of you who do not have the card, make sure you fill up your form to get your card.
All right. Thank you. Another question. So if you had your Social Security number and you died and you never receive a benefit, what next?
You can still take it to Social Security office. If the UL administration is delaying you, you get us involved.
Okay.
Call my number. I will intervene. I have a case now. There's a lady who's supposed to get her claim, and there's some Rick Monroe. So she just called me last night. So we'll get involved and make sure that they get the benefits.
Okay, so if you die without a number, it means I have no benefit for UL.
Who do they give your benefit to?
All right.
There's
No,
no
I'm
document to say give it to
that
this
department. She doesn't know. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I ask my question?
We still have to take two more from there. We'll come down, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I'm Abraham A. Fofana. And I must admit this ULFA has done extremely well. Thank you for your sleepless work. My question is just one. You have given us something that has a timeline and you have a responsible party. In the MOU, in case any of the responsible party fail to meet the deadline, what is the consequence in the MOU? Thank you.
So we'll take the last question from up there. Nobody there. Okay, so thank you. Our mom get a mark already from there. Then she'll come here.
Hello, I'm Sis Veronica Yemi from the College of Education. I thank the leadership first to come second to Cripple Young Group. I give you people a hand clap. We have a problem here, which I want to bring it up to the attention of the president now. For her to be.
Please protect your fellow colleagues, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mom.
Yeah. We learn about the dormitory. In the past, other university visitors can come to the University of Liberia.
Okay, thank you, Mom. What we to do? The last person who will do the last batch for this stuff, issue of dormitory is there. So let him explain, then we'll come to that.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
I want us to revise the employees handbook in a sense that we would like to know how many years a faculty will make, a part-timer will make to become a permanent employee. That's another one. Yeah. Then for us to get somebody to be in the HR department as a representative of ULFA, so that we will be able to know how many faculty employment will be made in there. So tomorrow, when Dr. Johnny is about to give the yearly report, she will be able to tell us how many employment was made under her leadership. Because some of them will come with their degrees. When they come, they put them ahead of we who are here doing the sacrificial job. It happens in our administration. The man came with a decent doctorate degree. And we said, well, let's check it out. He was making $980 while we were making 300. So our president said, my man, this thing here, we got to check it out. He said, my man, we get to eat. So we have to come together. We get doctorate holders here. They are not making the same degree that the degree amount. So let's do it together so that all of us will be on par. So by the time we gave him pressure, the next week, he took exit back to America. So these are the sort of things we have to check on. We will not just sit down here, surprisingly, our own degree here will be looked down upon, and we are not a scapegoat to work for people who will come and draw our effort to go back and talk about us down there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So come on this side now. Let's take KO. Let us be brief and comment quickly so that we can have the last batch so we can get it from here.
My name is Terry K. Watson, Instructor of Management. This information per se or just suggestion. I suggest that since we all are here and we have a very good administration, faculty administration this time, that we open a filing system whereby the administration will have accountability on each and every one of our instructors. You have a file. Just in case there's any error, you are able to go into that person's file and be able to give a notification. So we can open, all of us can open our file and let it be with you. Thank you.
Okay. Oh. Let's take them quickly.
The issue of the Social Security and the medical money were taken from faculty members. They were not remitted to the appropriate institution. Would that money be given back to the faculty members because they are not being given to the institution that's supposed to be given?
They will give it to Social Security. We agree that they will pay that money. The one the Social Security will pay. Yeah, no. So for the insurance, like just for 6 months. Yeah, but the Social Security is a payment. Government pays 6%. You pay 4%. The government even told us that data set being afford with the 6%. So they will now work on it and then regularize it and pay to Social Security. So that one, yeah. So they also assure us that in case of retirement or sickness or whatever the case is, the government, when you go to Social Security, do not deny you of that benefit because they owe Social Security huge amount of money, and it's not a peculiar case. Yeah.
I'm Stephen Myers from the Math Department and also from the part-timers. I want to say thanks to all our leadership because there was a time when part-timers didn't see their name in the agenda. Everybody was like, what's happening with offer? My offer should be for part-time and full-time. So we came together and say we will form ourselves. We were thinking that, forming ourselves is like offer. We really battle us, they won't agree to us. But no, when we declare our intention to the offer leadership, first I can see that in as much as we are not forming ourselves against offer, but as a sub to offer, she looked at, she said, "But this will make our work a big and much easier. It will make us to know something about part-timers. Because when part-timers are away, there is offer. So when they are away, how will we know about them?" And that's how she said, "You're bringing all of your plights." I'm even surprised we gave our plights and the IRI added their own.
So when people work that out for you, it make you to feel happy. It make you to trust in them. Because you say something and they go beyond. So meaning that even before they begin full-time, they were also part-time. So they know this, the situation of part-timers. And sometimes if we say we will look part-timers or say the man is on tenure, and you shouldn't feel happy, you shouldn't forget that the dividend involved is education and the students. Everybody working for the students. So if the man will not feel happy, but then he stay taking over the classroom, then I don't think what the full-time want, it will meet up with our objective. So I want to say thank you very much, and Dr. Edna in that line, and we are grateful to you, and we always remain working with you. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. I hear about chairperson, I'm Councillor Jurel Lynch anyway. I hear about chairperson and deans getting gas slips, which is good. There are non-instructional personnel at the university who gets gas slips as additional incentives. What happens if faculty with vehicles get gas slips?
That's 1, 2. Okay, I don't want to lose track. So before he comes on quickly, there's a fellow who asks up there. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much to the leadership of ULFA for this meeting. My name is Wo M. Kuti II. Once again, my name is Wo M. Kuti II, Adam John faculty representing the French department. It is very important for us to be in this meeting because it is the first of its kind for us to counsel our press, our grievances. And one of the things I want to highlight to the leadership of ULFA is identification card for part-timers. We have been finding it very difficult to sometimes transact when it comes to banking activities and even to commute on the buses, on the campuses of the university. Sometimes we can be subjected to a public belittlement by the operators of those buses. So we've communicated to the dean through our chairperson, but up to present, there's no fruitful result from it. So one of the recommendations to the honorable office is to see reason to have our ID card taken. And secondly, we are finding it very difficult to board the buses to go to the various campuses to attend our classes because, as may be aware, the students, they don't even recognize and regard us as instructors that are going to mold their minds. They even step on us. Sometimes our beds can be spoiled in the process. So we are recommending that at least a mini bus be available for part-time, for lecturers, so that they can be able to go and attend their classes regularly.
Thank you very much. Hello. My name is Faya D. Kwechi. My name is Faya D. Kwechi from Physical Education. I have 2 points. One, the gasoline and scratch card. I don't know why you say next year. It was ongoing when Dr. Nelson was chairperson. As soon he got into office, he met all of us. He promised that the gasoline and scratch card that was given to us was small. Next month, he will increase it, not knowing that was the end. And excuse me, and I believe that money or gas slip is still running, but it's not coming to us. So what should we say next year? And we they re-inform our gas. The next one is, I don't know what is happening. Our sport office, they took from us and university gowns. So we have no sport office. When we go, we play game, no play for recess, nothing of the kind. They took it from us and we are out. So please, we have written them, we have met them, and nothing they're doing. Please, you all get back our sport office. Thank you very much.
Well noted, Prof. Koji, well noted. I'll take the last minute for you, don't go back on this, sir. Right near you. Yeah, we'll come back your last minute, we'll come in we'll go for the last batch and we'll close up, please.
My name is Mohammed, also from the PE department. I just wanted to buttress what he said. I studied in the Western world where PE is a pivot for education. And again, when I came, the very day I came, I saw university. When they invited me for an interview, I saw the building, it was so big. In where I studied in the former Soviet Union, every of this building, the under of the building is made up of a swimming pool. So I just made a very scream. I said, oh, I have got it. Then the man said, what place? He said, that is, I thought there was going to be a swimming pool, a place for a cloakroom and so forth, because I can swim very well. The next thing is, 3 of the PE students, especially our women, I teach them. It is a pity for me to see a woman getting naked in the bush coming to that was one of the things. A lady came from America who I invited to see and tell the ladies the role of PE for women in the world or even in the universities. When she came, she told me as to whether we have a cloakroom. I was rooted to the ground by all of it because I have never seen that. And then she asked me, if these ladies get, okay, when they're tired, where will they get to wash themselves to go to another place? So I had nothing to say. I am saying, and I'm pleading on the behalf of my ladies to please retrieve the room for us so that they will not go up to any other place in case they go and make mistakes or every other thing. They are women. It is hygiene of the classroom. We don't have the hygiene of the classroom at all for physical education. Thank you very much.
So he's the last there, from back there when it's over, then we'll call teacher to do the last stuff. Then we'll still take questions from there. So they get the last batch, the last sheet, and they'll be done with that. Please. Tell your question when we come to the last batch.
Yes, thank you. Let me spice it up a little bit. David, actually, you look so much like Buffer Chinmas. And of course, I don't want you to think that, to be all looking me thinking that I'm Yaga Kwalba, okay?
Thank you so much.
So let's spice it up a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
I observe Your Honor, this insurance issue, right? The last count, it was clearly stated that ULFA, it had been agreed that ULFA will be part of the recruitment or hiring of any such insurance, medical insurance agreement.
Yeah.
It is in an MOU. Yeah, I see it here in the implementation schedule or matrix, but I don't see it stated in the MOU. What is in the MOU does not state that ULFA will be part. I can read that and anybody can go reference to it. It doesn't say that. On account 2, that the communication from the UL to the insurer for renewal of the faculty medical health insurance agreement and the insurer acceptance of the agreement be made available by Monday. It does not state that ULFA will be part of any future agreement. Let's take note. Thank you.
Thank you, Yaga Korova.
4.0, please look at 4.0. It is there. It is there.
The matrix is part of the MOU.
The matrix plan.
That's the reason why all the timelines are attached. The implementing party timeline, everything attached. So matrix is an annex of the MOU.
Is there 4 points you were so quiet?
So what we starting from? So quickly we run through the. Yeah, Mr. Go.
Yeah. Come. Yeah, so we'll note that, and we'll take it to the Ministry of Finance. The signature sheets are there. If there is anything we can do, we'll do it. But as far as we're concerned, we address that they told us the MOU, I mean, it's an appendix of the MOU. So the MOU is saying that all of what on the spreadsheet will be implemented. But take note of that. Thank you so much. We'll let the president to address the question raised by our brother up there, that in case any of the party refuses to go by the MOU, what will be happening? Madam President.
Yeah, that is a valid concern. We also have the concern that, like, if people do not stick to this metrics, what will be the consequences? And then the government said, you know, at least this initiative is from the goodwill and every sincerity from the president. So, for instance, you cannot really like subject the president and say, can't sign if you don't do this. But for our part, we have a bi-monthly, right? Yeah, bi-monthly monitoring progress or process. If we notice lackadaisical attitude on the part of administration to adhere to this documentation or the implementation of this, we will raise a red flag to all parties, to the government through the MOF and the CSA. We also have this MOU shared with the Council of Churches who were involved in making sure this issue is resolved. We will seek their intervention. If no redress, we have what is possible.
So again, let's just quickly run through the rest of the counts. So I'm Tama Williamson from the Science College. I'm the chairman on Waste, Means and Finance. I'm honored to be part of this team led by Dr. Enna Johnny, PhD. So count 15, we have a lack of periodic external independent financial audit. At this point, when we requested for the audit, the Ministry of Finance people, the team in fact, in the hall, they said they can call for the audit. The institution can call for audit. And so the question was, the issue was placed squarely on the lap of the institution, our administration. And the administration said, as you would expect, they are not yet ready for audit. They are not prepared for audit. Then we said, okay, since we are major stakeholders, we make a request to the president of Liberia, the visitor to the university, through the ministry, and our audit will be carried on. So from what we got there will be an audit, because some of these issues that we are discussing wouldn't be discussed or wouldn't be happening if we had periodic audit. So there's a timeline attached to that, we say before the start of the next academic semester. So which is also coinciding with the start, before the start of the next fiscal year. So for the violation of the charter, we told them our charter, like others have said, our charter have been there on several occasions. So therefore we are going to go into a quasi court. So the guy told us we should make available the charter of the university. They asked administration to make available the charter of the university. We should outline our points where the university charter has been violated. Like for example, in the charter you will see 2 vice presidents, and today we have, I don't know, 7 or 8 vice presidents. So more than that. So there are several of these violations. So we outline these violations and we bring them, and the particular phrase used is that there will be a quasi court. So we'll go through them and see how we can revert to our charter. Then again, there's a timeline attached to that. That we expect that to be completed before the 15th of October. So we also discussed the issue of exorbitant fees charged for the living facility at Fender. There are a lot of us here who just want to live on that side, work there, and don't bother coming here. But because the place is so exorbitant, we can't afford. So there was also some argument back and forth. In fact, the vice president said the place, in fact, to run the place, to run a particular unit, so now it cost them almost $400, $500 US. So we thought it was not necessary. So again, we agreed that they will do a market analysis and they come up with a cost of running the place. So if the cost is so much, is huge, the government of Liberia have agreed to subsidize the cost so that the place can become affordable for you and myself. So if they are charging also exorbitant based on the market analysis, again, everything we are discussing here, ULFA, CSA, MFDP, and we be part of these activities. So timeline for implementation of that is October 18, 2021. So I think that was the point, in fact, where the talk somehow broke down when the vice president told Mr. Saleh to faint, whether he will not be taken care of. That was the first time I saw my president in that mood. Something really happened there. So we go to the next stage quickly. I'm running fast because we don't have a lot of time, and we will have to come and approve this thing. So the next one is a lack of transport vehicle for faculty members. There where my brother was talking about. So we also raised the issue, and the government of Liberia also have agreed to look at our plight. So before the start of next academic year, we should see some buses around that will commute faculty members from here to the various campuses. So also that will be looked at by the UL administration, GOL, and everybody. We have buses around here soon to add on to the few we have. Then we have a lot of competitiveness in the employment of administrative staff at the UL. We see that we are the one producing administrators, we are producing HRs and the like. But we will only hear that this person have been employed in that office. We are not given the opportunity to get involved or to at least apply. So if you think that administration should be so lucrative, so everybody should be given a level playing field so that you can also apply if you want to go to office or in administration, or if you want to retire from the classroom after 15, 30, 40 years, you can retire in administration. But that has not been the case. Again, we agree in that hall that every employment process will be open for every position now going forward at the university. The employment will be open, and there will be a competitive system, and everybody will have equal rights. In fact, we were even pushing that priority for employment should be given to UL graduates. But at some point in time, you will have to have a middle line. So quickly, sorry if I'm running too fast, but I trust your ability of instructors to read this thing and understand it. So we have 20, the revision of the promotion and tenure policies for faculty of the UL. I think this is, in fact, one of the points that gave rise to the violation of the charter. In the charter over there, promotion tenure policy is clearly spelled out, and the faculty senate have complete jurisprudence over that. But again, here nowadays, the faculty senate is in the back seat. So, but if we go back to the charter, the faculty senate will become what it used to be. So there will be a revision process of the, in fact, there is a policy that is already on the way. But since that policy started, it has not reached you and myself. So we also, whatsoever that have been carved, that draft will come to us, and there will be a joint revision process to see that it suits everybody, all parties involved, because we want a win-win situation. And that also should be completed before December 30th of this year. So the last one is a lack of comprehensive HR manual. So if I am to know what I'm supposed to do, what I'm not supposed to do, I should be given something as a yardstick to work with. But again, we don't have it. We are only guided by policies out there. So if the president usually tell us, I decide what to do. So if the day the president go dream about you or something, somebody dream bad about you, then they can't decide what to do, then there is nothing you can make reference to. So now we agree also that before the first working week in October end, the first working week of this October, there should be something we have, we will call the HR manual available. At least the draft should be available, not the computer version. Please note that everything we are doing will be reconciled between us, GOL, and administration, so that everybody involved will have a clear say. Thank you.
So we take the last round of discussion. Please limit your comments, your inquiries to what was read here. Any other thing outside of this document, please for another time. We have to go. Please, we appeal to you. Okay. So anybody wants to? So we'll go back up there. The lady is there. The mark is there. Yes. Take two.
Yeah, thanks for the briefing. My concern has to do with the issue of transportation for faculty members. I am Lavetta, again, from the College of Agriculture and Forestry. The faculty bus will leave from here to Fendel. We will board the bus and they will drop us to Copper Farm. Faculty members will be dropped to Copper Farm. Whether rain or shine, you will drop there. And the rain will beat you before you can walk to go into Wada PMU Agriculture College. So there's a need that we're looking at direction for transportation for faculty of College of Agriculture and Forestry, so that we are not just dash on the road as though we are not part of the university. Thank you.
Okay, hello. I want first of all to say big thank you to the leadership of ULFA. I think what you've done now, right now, within the short period of time you have spent in office is commendable. So we must say a big thank you to you. I'm Mr. Mohamed Kououmou from the French Department, and I also serve as the interim president of ULFA. I just want to say a few things about what we have been discussing. The first thing is the revision of the charter. If you don't stand tall, Madam President, you may not succeed in having this charter revised, because it's been the last 20 years, this charter has been under revision. And I'll tell you the reason why the university administration has failed to revise this charter. It's because the cabinet, the so-called cabinet that has now superseding the faculty senate is not in that charter. And all of the power of the faculty senate have been given to the cabinet. Whatever decision is taken by the cabinet is the final. And if you look in the charter, I have a copy. I can give it to you if you want to have it. The charter, according to the charter, the university charter, the faculty senate is the higher decision-making body. All right. Every other matter should be referred to the university council. There's no cabinet in the university charter. And because a huge allowance has been given to people who are handpicked to be member of the cabinet, this is why they have been revising. This charter has been under revision for the last 20 years. That I can tell you for certainty. The payroll, if you also don't take time, this payroll, no audit will be authorized at this university, because a lot of shady things are done with this payroll. A lot of shady things have been done with this payroll. When I was interim president offer, I ordered an audit. Jigbe is my witness. We all agreed that, we discussed that lengthily, and we decided to have the university payroll audited. We wanted to bring in our own external audit, but Dr. Weeks said no. There's an internal audit, so the internal audit should do the audit. If we are not satisfied with the result, then we can bring in our own. That was never authorized. I also asked the payroll on which deductions are made for ULFA, that is, I think the $200 or $300 are paid. I also asked for a report. I did not receive that report. Every time I asked for it, there was a delay. So there's also a need to look at that, because I noticed there was fluctuation. We do not employ, the university does not employ faculty members once the semester has started. But as I observed during the semester, there are fluctuations. One month the deduction is high, another month the deduction is low. So I asked for a report on that. I did not receive it. On the transportation issue, there was when Dr. Dennis took over newly, there was a commuter bus. I think most of you are aware of that commuter bus. Okay, but immediately after the driver of that commuter bus died, the minibus disappeared. I raised the issue with Dr. Dennis, and a week later, the commuter bus appeared or reappeared. And after 2 weeks, it disappeared. So that is what's happening. Madam President, I can assure you that the transport department, the head of the transport department, is one of the most powerful figure on this campus. Take it or leave it. So if you are discussing transportation issue on behalf of the faculty, then you also have to be very careful. He's a very, very powerful figure here on this campus. So those are just a few things I wanted to say. The revision of the charter is important. It's important. If the charter cannot be revised, then let's go back to the old charter, a university.
which of course will do away with this question of cabinet, because the university charter does not recognize any cabinet.
Thank you, Prof, for your points. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The fellow with the red marks. The fellow with the red marks, please. Mr. Kamara, right? What? Am I proud?
Hello. Hello. Standing before you is Assistant Professor Edison U. Kamara from the Math Department. I'm so grateful to the administration for producing this kind of administration that we are under, for which we have deliberated this much viable things today. I want to just go back to one of the things that you have emphasized here elaborately from many of us, the transportation. Those all who have classes from 4 to 5 or in the afternoon, you need to really try to see what you can do about the transportation business according to what the veteran said. Because the students have no differences or value attached to instructors when it comes to they are paying their way to get back home. You teach from 3 to 4 or 4 to 5, you have no way to get to the bus. It's because of the inadequacy of the buses that the students can always try to disrespect or ignore the teachers. More than when you are going to teach, they will pave the way for you to go. But when it's time to go up, no respect is given to the professor. So I beg that you study that carefully for the transportation to be improved. Please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm Jackson P.F. Sabongi II from Department of Economics. More besides, I represent the biggest constituency of this university, that's the Great Business College, on the ULFA Executive Committee. I want to use this opportunity to extend our thanks and appreciation to the President and all able lieutenants. And I think for the very first time ever in the history of Liberia, we appreciate the level of engagement and where we are and what we reach. I want to say thank you. My concern, I have two concerns. One, there was a point in time, I don't know, the university charter says that when you are full-time, you are required to teach 3 courses. Along the way, we discovered that they just called us, our chairperson, were informed that as of that time, we are supposed to teach 4 courses. On what basis, we don't know. How that decision was made, whether by the president or the faculty senate or the cabinet, we don't know. And we objected, at the end of the day, they compare us to teach 4 courses. And some of you here in your department, you know you are teaching 4 courses. So please, we want you to investigate how that decision was made. Now, the next thing, yesterday was Teachers' Day. Since I've been at the university, there's not a particular point in time where a statement was made commending the teachers at the University of Liberia. More besides, we hear the quote-unquote university that we call around here as super high school. Of course, I don't believe in that. But on yearly basis, they honor their faculty for their commitment, service to those institutions and to the nation. But here, that had never happened. All we hear is that when you make a mistake, a semester or 2 without pay or so. And so you can not only look at the negative side of our being here, you also have to look at the positive side. Nobody, some of our old people here, you know, supposed to be honored for other service, for commitment, at various department. I understand a whole recent time that Liberia College did it. On what basis, I don't know. But please, we are begging you. It is better for people to be recognized, or occasion come this way, you know, recognize, make statement at least to give us some pat on the back. Motivation is very important. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm Liwe Dave Kamwe of the College of Education. I just want clarification from you. Are you saying 4 courses or 4 sections? That's all. 4 courses or 4 sections?
I think it's 4 sections. First, it's 3 sessions. 4 sessions for 3 sessions. 12 credit hours. That also is arguable. Somebody teaching 1 credit course too. So, but I think it's 4 sessions.
Thank you, sir. Your points, hello. Your points are well taken. And this is why the MOU intend to address the issue of policy, employee policy. It's unfortunate that we can yet hear from them that we got this policy, but we can't see it. This MOU says this time around you will bring that policy to offer will participate in it, and then we'll come up with policy. All these things can be addressed and should be addressed in policy. We'll take note of that, and during our deliberation, we'll add it up. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So we can move on now. If I'm not seeing anything, or let's move
on. We want to, time is fast spent. One of the reasons that we are here is to, having heard from the president, and all of us are deliberated on the spreadsheet, we want to take a motion now that will take us back to the classroom. Every time we go to engagement with administration, we let them know that we are representing people. Even though there are some decisions we'll be able to take there, but some major decisions will have to come back to you. You told us to disengage and discuss. We have done that. We've come back to you. We're not saying that it is perfect, because nothing is perfect. But the main thing here is that at least we have given some commitment. We have some commitment. And let me say to you, one of the reasons why we don't want to doubt the Government of Liberia through the Ministry of Finance, before we came into office, this team pushed a letter to Finance Ministry. When we were not legitimate, we pushed a letter on the whole administration and say you got to sign this letter so that we can have 80-20. The Finance Ministry put to us, say, go and bring a letter, we'll do it. When we're not legitimate, we went there, they honor our letter. Today we're having 80-20. So there is no doubt that they will not do what they said they would do. So, my distinguished faculty colleagues, not to waste your time, you want to say something, Mr. Akwe, before we go? Yeah. Okay, so we want to take a motion that will lead us now to go back to the class.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, having heard our authorities speaking to us so much in this clearly manifestation of their readiness to continue pushing our ideas, and based on the fact that we have heard together for almost 3 weeks, I do hereby, if I can obtain a second, that based on this deliberation and that they are taking account of those addendums that we have made, I move that the disengagement now be ceased and that we return to school on Friday, the 8th, as per the MOU. Thank you.
David Watson, seconder.
It has been moved and seconded that we now re-engage in all academic activities. So we'll test the motion. All those here in favor the faculty returning to the class, please make it known by standing on your feet. Thank you.
This is overwhelming.
Return to class on Friday.
We are going to class. We are going to class.
Still going. Sit down, sit down.
We are going to class.
All those here believe that we should not return to class. Let me see your hand. Extinction. All right, thank you so much.
No,
we want to encourage you. Let us return to what we love to do best. That going forward, the value that should be attached to those in the room has been restored on this campus. Let us go there and help our children, our kids, who are our future leaders. We beg you, go back, teach our students, do the best we can do so that we can be able to do what we're supposed to do. We call Rosalie Hunter Corner, please come. Welfare. For announcement.
We are hungry. Welfare.
Can't say something.
Hello. I said, I'm told you already formula.
Okay, the welfare wanted to announce that refreshment will be ready, but then before she come in, the line already there. So let's take the closing prayer. Remy, closing prayer quickly. Come pray for us. Pray for the food quickly.
Please keep quiet. Please keep quiet. Let's speak to the Lord again. Please keep quiet. Let's speak to the Lord. In Jesus' mighty name. In Jesus' name. I said, Father, we thank you. Lord, we submit to you this day, oh God. We thank you for the wonderful discussion we have had. We thank you for the understanding, the unity that goes along with the love, oh God. Father, help us as we have been selected to seek the pardon of the people. Lord, we pray, oh God, that everything that has been discussed here will be made possible through you, because you are a God of possibility. You never fail anybody. You never lie to us. You never disappoint us. So we believe in you, oh God. Father, take control. Let it be done according to your will, oh God. We bless you. We glorify your name. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Announcement, we beg you to please bring your pay slips. Bring your pay slip, please, to our office. Contact Eric and Solomon from Econ Department. Please bring your pay slip, please. Also, if you are not receiving your part-time money, please make sure your name is on the list so we can submit it. The laptop, if they took money for you for the laptop and they have not returned it, please also submit your name. They will get your laptop money. The data, one of data payment 1 or data payment 2, if you don't receive any of them, also put your name down. They will give you your money. Thank you so much.